Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. Right, the video today on this 2009 Volkswagen Tiguan with the TSI engine. Not really sure which engine size it is. This is a auction car with apparently 89,000 miles with the pi number, the pi symbol on the window. Maybe belong to a mathematician. Anyway, so this is an auction car. Some work has been done onto it, or the work I was told that was being done to it, which I will show you in a second. So yeah, let's gonna see what's wrong with it and if we can fix it. Right, so sorry, let me push this seat back. Right, let's gonna start this thing so you can see exactly what's going on. Right, plenty of lights for all tastes. Right, parking brake fault. This fault, I'm not sure. I think this is for the auto hold, which is to do with everything else, I think, because the parking brake still works absolutely fine. Okay, as you can see in there, the light goes off. I'm gonna engage the parking brake again. As you can see, it goes on and off, no problem there. As you can see, we have steering, we have that parking brake light, we have ABS and ESP lights. There's also a warning, there we go, that warning, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it is for the, for the parking, for the brake pads, low, whatever that is. What they told, sometimes actually comes up with the warning, with actually some text in there, saying check brake pads or something like that. Now what I was told with this is that basically the guy dropped me this and said, oh, we replaced the brake pads, front brake pads, but it's still the same faults. That's exactly how the guy said to me. So I don't know if they thought by replacing the brake pads they would fix all of this. I don't think they would. But also, whatever they did in there, obviously it didn't fix the brake pads. Did they replace the sensor? Did they? I don't know. We're gonna have to check that. But I think this ESP, ABS and all of this, it will not be related to the brake pads. I much doubt it would. But nevertheless, we're gonna have a look. Let's go scan the car, see what codes we have, and go from there. So I was trying to figure out the engine code on this. The labels on the engine are all pretty much blank. There's nothing left of writing on them. This, I don't think it's going to be important for what we're going to be doing here. Is the 1.4 engine, which gives you two options. So I'm just going to select one of the options. I'm not really bothered too much. If there was some work on the engine, I would make sure we would try to get the right. Let me do an auto scan. Why not? Let's gonna wait for the results and see what we have. Okay, a few minutes later, we have the scan completed. So, just curiosity, we're gonna go check what's on the engine, although we don't have any engine lights or anything like that, so I don't think these will be there. Oh, actually, look at that. So we have an ABS control module, one fault in there, intake, manifold, runner control, bank one stuck open. I'm not gonna focus on that. I will obviously tell the owner that this problem is there, if it is there after we clear the codes, although it says active static, I guess. Okay, let's not gonna focus too much on this. So we have in there obviously saying the ABS, there's a problem on the ABS, and that's actually where I want to focus, is on the brakes. Let's gonna see what we have on the brakes. Okay, so we have that. That's quite easy to do, really. but we have a left front wheel speed sensor, open circuit or short circuit to ground. Right, it's quite self-explanatory. I'm gonna see if we can get rid of this steering angle before we go to the ABS. That would be nice. So let's see if we can actually do the learning of this steering angle sensor. That should allow us to get rid of at least 2 lights, I think. Oh, maybe just 1 light actually. Because obviously the ESP is not going to work with the ABS fault. So, but before we do anything, let's gonna go to live data. Okay, and here we have the live data. So I believe the fault was for the left front, so it's gonna be G47 is gonna be the first one on the list. So let me put reverse. Okay, now I'm gonna drive. How much space I have? I have a little bit. So we should be able to see if my sensor is reading or not. There we go. Quite self-explanatory. Now I'm gonna go forward. There we go. Right, so I think at this point I don't really need to do anything else other than just go and start to do some checks to establish if my problem is the sensor or if it's something else. The steering angle, we'll look at that later, and I'm sure while we are here and just before we're gonna get our hands dirty, so the 4-wheel drive system, there we go. So probably this is all to do with that ABS signal missing, the ABS sensor signal missing. Steering system we already know. So parking brake, there we go, is all related. This is all related. To be honest, a very similar issue to the one we had here not long ago with the same car, not this car, but with the same model, with a different car obviously, but the same stuff. And as for the brake pads warning there, I don't think that's going to be related to the speed sensor, but when we are there, we will check that later. Yeah, so that's gonna go. Alright guys, a little bit of grease on these bolts. When they did the brakes, it would have helped. Look at this. Look at these bolts. Tiny bit of grease would have made all the difference. Wow. Really? All dried out. And that is a breaker bar. Right. Oh. Right, so the pads are definitely new. Okay, so definitely brand new pads, not okay, so the sensor looks like a new sensor. Does look like. Right, so where is this sensor going? Right, cables. It's a little bit dark here. I'm gonna have to get some light here. Okay, looks like this plug was not pushed in properly to start with. So I just pushed it. I should have showed you actually. This was not pushed all the way in. If you go back on the video, maybe you'll be able to see the difference of where it is now. I know I didn't show you, but that was not pushed in properly. The sensor. Okay. Will this be a bad sensor? Okay. Let's get some light and get some... We don't need that. Oh, look at that. Boom! Look at that. Right. All right. Okay. How could you have done all of this and missed this? Well, it is possible, but right, so that's our problem. Oh dear. Right, is this cable replaceable, or is that part of the loom? Let me have a look. Can't really see where it comes in the car. It's behind the battery. I don't know if you can replace just that cable or... Okay, let me have a better look. Right, that's it. Volkswagen wants £52. I forgot now. £52 something, including VAT, for that little bit of loom. So it's the loom that splits into the ABS and the wear sensor, and then comes inside the car. So we're gonna most likely have to take the battery out, all that stuff around there to get to the loom, unwrap the loom, and then solder the new wires, cut the old ones, solder the new wires, all that good stuff, unless that comes with everything including the pins up to the ECU. I will see which one is easier. We'll figure out which one we're going to do. I haven't seen the loom yet, so I don't know. The loom is not going to be here until Saturday. Today is Thursday. Then I'm working nights Friday and Saturday night. So most likely I'll not touch these now until Monday, but that doesn't really matter. You don't have to wait all that long. All you have to wait is a couple seconds more until we get the bits and we start to fix it. So don't go anywhere. I will be back in no time. And as promised, a few days later, here we are, and £52 56 pence later, as you can see in there. I'll focus. We do have a new loom, and part numbers, in case you guys are interested: 5NO-027-903-M. So, here we have. So this is how it comes. Okay. Oh, sorry guys, I was not actually showing you. So here how it comes. So we're gonna have to, obviously, it doesn't come with the terminals. So I guess this is to be cut before he actually gets to the ABS module, and that's what we're going to do. Obviously guys, to do that we are going to need to remove airbox, battery, so we can get to the loom that comes from the outside, and we can open the loom and attach that cable. So that's going to do this. I'm not going to take you through the whole thing, so it should be quite not self-explanatory, but it should be quite quick. Really, should be nothing rocket science. It's just literally cut the cable, put the new one in, blah 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 blah, wrap everything up, and go from there. Okay, and the timing was just flashing here on the phone because I was running out of space. Had to clear a few clips. As I was saying, guys, we're just gonna do it. No rocket science. If there is anything that I come across that I think is worth to point out, I will. Otherwise, just straightforward. I will show you the final result. Maybe a couple of clips as we go along. I don't know. Anyway, stay there. Let's gonna fix this. Let's gonna change this loom and see what happens. Okay, and we have exposed the loom. So here is the old loom. Pull it all the way in. Already. Unwrap the loom, and here it is. So 2 wires, brown and black, goes to the ABS pump, which is going to be my speed sensor, and then red and yellow I go back inside the car, which I believe is going to go either to the cluster or something like that for the brake wear sensor, for the brake pad. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this somewhere back here for now, and here is exactly where we're gonna join the new loom. Okay, and everything is soldered and tube shrinked, as you can see. Okay, and now it's time to root everything back in and wrap everything again with cloth tape, and make it to look as OEM as possible. And that's about it, really. And then just put everything back into the wheel, etc, etc. Okay, all back in place, and I guess if I wouldn't tell you, you wouldn't even know. So that's done in there. So it's ready to put the battery all back in place. And here again, everything is done. So from there all the way, all plugged in. And yeah, that's going to put the rest, plug it in, put the battery, and see if we have a fix. Okay, all done, all back in place. The only thing left is the wheel. But before I put the wheel, I just want to turn the ignition on and see where we are, even before we put the wheel, and probably go at the end of the road for a quick test drive, just make sure everything's good. But I was just looking at these. Obviously this was for now our issue. I was about to say, how can you miss something like this while you're doing the brakes? But I think it's possible. You are doing something and focus on something that is not this, and I think it's easy to miss little things like this when you are focused on something else. I think these things happen. So I'm not going to even stop recording. We're just going to get the key and we're going to go. I'm not going to start it up, but we will get, let me turn this off. Oh, let me just okay, so let's see what we are left with. Okay, a little bit less stuff. So ABS light is now off, as you've seen. Can I start the thing? Actually, I can start it. Okay, so we are now left with the steering and ESP, and looks like the warning for the brake pads is no longer here, which is good. So it might be that we just need to go left to right, but I have the car, I think I don't want to do it just in case. Yeah, so let's kind of put the wheel and then wrap up this, or finish this, and then hopefully wrap up this as well. Okay, so all back in place. So let's gonna start this. Another thing that I think is not coming up anymore as well is the handbrake fault. If you guys remember, it's coming up with the handbrake. So let's go and close the door. Right, let's handbrake off. So let's get out of the garage and okay, let's try the typical full lock left, full lock right, center. Nope, I think it needs driving these things usually. Let me go all the way back there. Oh, there we go, look at that, even in reverse. Right, so I don't even need to drive it, I think. So I guess it's fixed. Let's quickly do a auto scan on this thing and then clear all the codes and see what we have. But to me, sounds like we have a fix. Okay, I decided I would come for a quick drive anyway, just to make sure. But yeah, it's driving perfect, so let's go home, just clear the codes and see if anything comes back. But it looks like it's fixed. Okay, and after clear the codes, we are left with one code on our comfort module, which I'm just gonna show you for curiosity. I'm not gonna touch anything else. I was not asked to look at anything else anyway. So alarm, horn, no signal communication, so something to do with the alarm system. but everything else, guys, is gone. As you can see, the car is absolutely fault free. So in the end, as you guys have seen, it was just a broken cable that was triggering. Obviously the ABS signal fault was obviously triggering all the codes for ESP, steering, ABS, parking brake. The parking brake was not disengaging automatically, auto hold was not working, etc, 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 all because of one sensor, which obviously all these systems rely on each other's information in order to work properly, so makes sense. And obviously the brake pads, as you've seen, the wires as well were broken in there. And I think that's it for this video, guys. Nothing else to say. Problem is fixed, and that's about it. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information, guys, you might can find useful. Maybe I showed you something that you didn't knew before, or maybe you learn a different technique to do something. I don't know. I just hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information you guys can find useful. If you do have any questions, any comments, guys, you know exactly how it works. Just put them below. And like always, thank you for watching.